Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. That's more of a welcome back to me. I know I've been away for a while. Just I've been having a lot of work that I had to deal with, so haven't really had a chance to really make too many videos. But this one is going to be a requested video of how to use your specialized ants and set up the right lineups. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's see. So this particular account is a Haze lineup, so I'm just going to give you guys an idea on how this would work. So let's see, this one can do a 36. Oh, no, not that. And nest. Here we go. So I already have my lineup already set up, but just to kind of show you guys, this is my particular lineup on this account. So you'll see I have one purple ant, or one purple card ant. I know some people call it legendary, whatever the case. I just like going off of the colors. So the reason why I wanted to get into this, because a lot of people will, instead of using that purple level 5 ant, they'll typically throw in like another gold ant, thinking that it's gonna be better for them, when realistically it isn't. And the reason for that is, let me show you guys. Let's get out of here really quick and go into specialized ant. So let's say you want to utilize a level 3 ant. Sometimes people will look at this and be like, oh, you know what, this one is level 3, has a 48% defense or attack rate, whatever the case may be. But the problem with that is that the overall damage inflicted, look at the difference. If you're level 3 star, or let's say it's a level 4 star, it's only 300%, versus that 5 star, even though it's purple, is going to grant you an additional 200% bonus, damage bonus. So in that scenario, instead of you putting in a level 4 star or a level 3 star, it would make more sense for you to put in a level 5 star, even if it is purple. So yep, this is going to stop at 50%, but with this particular buff coming in at 500% total, it's going to make way more sense than switching out this purple ant for a lower level gold ant, which you take your pick, whichever one it is. This doesn't matter if you're a melee lineup or if you're a ranged lineup. The idea is still the same. If you have enough level 5 ants to make it worthwhile, then great. So if you're like a lower level queen nest and you don't really have all the ants just yet, or if they're just lower level, kind of like how you see on this account, this is my farm account, so I haven't really been putting too much focus on it. But I'm not gonna go and add in a red ant and take out my purple ant when my purple ant is actually going to make me stronger. Now, there are exceptions to this, and that is specifically with the velvet, or not the velvet, but the red colored ants. And the reason for that is you can still keep in a level 4 star red ant if it's maxed out at 400%, because you'll actually be allowed to add in more ants, as in volume wise, or I guess the quantity of ants is going to go up. So what you lose in percentages, you make up with numbers, if that makes sense. So there are exceptions to the rules, but if it's like this one here where it's at 310, if if it's at 310, I would still keep in my purple ant, because that buff is going to make a hell of a difference. If it's at level 1, 2, or even 3, I'm not really using them. I'm going to mainly use 4 star and above. All right, so let's get right down to it. So actually, a good example of this, if you go, I'm going to attack a 41 bug. We can go, oh no, you know what? I didn't want to use any AP, but it's fine. I'll just do it for this video. So even though this is a level 41 bug, it's going to tell me that my CP is lower than the recommended amount. I can still dispatch it, and guess what? I still beat it. And the main reason for that is because this game is mainly based on upon percentages. So a lot of people focus on CP, but it's a good way to measure. But stats over CP all day long with this game. All right, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. You know what? Before I do that, let me explain the best lineup. Actually, yeah, I wanted to do that. So let me find another bug. So if you're just gonna make something random up, you definitely want to use. So I'm haste again. So I'm gonna use my fire ant because it's gonna give me haste damage bonus. I'm gonna use my longhorn. It does the same thing. Now, even if your range, for example, you can select like the amber stinger and the brown glider, etc. But some of the ants that typically get left out would be like a jumper ant. So even though I'm haste, I can still add in my jumper because it's going to boost overall army stats. Same thing with the pondering. You select that, you can see that the army stats are going up. And last but not least, I would put in my my add a leaf cutter. Sometimes depending on the situation, sometimes I will throw in what is this one called? The mimicking jumper. It's still level 2. So again, in my opinion, I have tested this out with what is that called? The food tussle. I definitely do higher damage with the add a leaf cutter as opposed to adding in the mimicking jumper. And it's another good way to kind of test out like where your strength level is at. You can play around with your lineup if you feel like, you know what, I think my mimicking jumper is going to do more damage than the add a leaf cutter. Then you take it out, you do an attack. It's going to give you your overall damage that you've done. Then you can switch it out to your second lineup and kind of gauge to see, okay, which one's doing the most damage. All right, but so I guess the key here is put in as many specific ants that are going to boost your specific rally type. So again, I'm focusing on haste. So I'm going to put in everything that's haste related. That's going to give me haste boosts first. In this account, I only have 2, but I guess I should probably switch over to my main account and then kind of give you an example there too. But again, I'm starting off with these 2. Then I add in the army-based ants, and once I do that, then I just add in my purple ant. That's going to boost up my haste stats. So for this particular account, this is what I do. Now, when do you want to get rid of using the purple ant? I'll give you an example of that too. I'm going to switch over to my main account. Just give me 1 second. All right, so when do you switch out that purple bug? When you have another bug to essentially, or another ant to throw in. So with this account, I have a few more options that I can choose to throw in there. In this particular scenario, this is my specific lineup for defense. Again, it's changed a little bit, but mainly because of the Velvet Ant. Once it hit level 5, I took out what I used to use, which was the pondering. I used to have that one in because this one was out. Excuse me. All right, so it used to look like this. Well, I guess first it looked like this. So I had the doorless in there. Once my pondering hit level 5, I substituted this one for this one here. And once I got the red ant up to level 5 or 5-star, then that's when I took out the army stats for the for my Velvet Ant. And so this is the current way that I'm setting it up right now. Again, you can go in and play with it as much as you want. I really need to get that to the next stage, which is level 6. But yeah, we're taking our time. There's no rush. And it looks like today they came out with some new ant called the Azteca ant. It's mainly melee based, so I'll work on it because melee is my second troop style. You know what? We should probably get into that too. So in my main account, as you can see, ranged is my main my main here. Now I'm doing it a little bit different on this account. So typically you would do, you really should do, if range is going to be your focus, then haste should be your secondary. Just because if you get attacked, you're going to be attacked by melee soldiers. So you want to make sure that your second troop is the counter, is strong enough to counter whatever your counter is to your first troop, if that makes sense. So since melee beats ranged, if your secondary troops are haste, when you get attacked by melee troops, guess what? They die when they fight your haste. So with this one, it was early on, and I just decided, you know what, I'm going to make a really strong melee secondary, and then I'll just, focus on my haste account at the end. It worked for me for a really long time because my stats were so high with ranged. There was only like a handful of accounts that actually can break through my range. So now at this level, of course, there's much more guys that can definitely break through my range. I think 273 or 275. It's the lower accounts that have them. But I know Papa Ragnar, he can his melee breaks through now. Before it didn't, but just his stats have gotten high. Rolisk is another one that's able to break through, and that just happened recently. I guess he did some type of upgrades recently, and now he's able to punch through. Let's see. Cars definitely can bust through. I don't know why they call him Cars. He definitely should be called Mack Truck. Is the joke that I gave him. I guess he's not in here right now, but yeah. But there's a good amount of people that can definitely overtake my ranged ants now. But that's mainly because people are starting to catch up. I haven't really put into much focus lately, but with my current stats, let's just, I guess, go in here. We'll compare it to this guy who has T12s. My stats have always been really high. But, now Father Time always wins, and that gives a lot of people enough time to catch up, which is exactly what's going on. So this guy finally overtook me. He had T12s before, but my T11s would still beat him, even though our stats were always relatively the same. But it seems like he either put a bunch of... he boosted his honor points, I would imagine. Yeah, more than likely he put a lot of points into his honor, and I would say into his... what is this thing called again? I forget. It would be honor level. No, not there. Well, I'm drawing a blank. You know what? It's over here. The gear refinement, the diligent will. That's what it's called. So he's probably put some good amount of points in there. I started to. I really should have kept doing it, but it's not bad. But definitely should get them higher. It should be like in the level 20s if possible. But again, that takes a lot of diamonds, and I've been focusing on some other things. But we're already at 15 minutes in. Hopefully this has this kind of clears some things up, just leave me a comment if there's any questions on any of this, or if you do have any specific requests, as in, you want me to make a specific video. I'm more than happy to. Again, I just do this to mainly help everyone out, so you guys don't have to make the same mistakes that I did in the beginning. But if you like, subscribe, leave a like if you like the video as well. All right, take care, guys.